My name's Rick, and here's my 10-year-old son Rocco getting ready to play a bracket play game against the stacked youth black team. Sorry, I had to hustle my butt over here and put up a ladder because it seemed like I was going to be able to be on the field like last night, and then that got shut down. So here I am. We're getting ready to get started. Looks like Nate's on the mound. Let's go. All right, first pitch. Nate throws a ball high. Here we go. Sorry for the rushed intro. I was literally rushing to get a ladder. Everything changed last minute. Here comes the 1-0 from Nate. Swung on, hit well, and that's going to be foul. So let's see here. Thank you so much for tuning in. Please don't forget to like, subscribe, and share our videos, and leave us a comment. We love answering them. Here we go. The 1-2 pitch. Swung on and missed. Strike three in the dirt. Got to throw to first. And they do. That's one out. Good job, LMB. All right, one out, nobody on. First pitch from Nate is high at this on this at bat, ball one. All right, we've got a 3-2 pitch coming in. And ball four. Okay, new batter, runner on first pitch. Swung on, hit up the middle. And that's gonna get by the center fielder here in center field. And let's see. Picks it up, throws it in. That's going to score a run, and that young man has himself a double. Nice hit, young man. And stacked baseball black strikes first, 1-0. All right, first pitch, new batter. Just off, balk. I think Nate didn't come set. I think that's what he's telling him. Make sure you come set. Here we go. There's the pitch, and it's a ground ball to third. It's bobbled. Thrown to first, and it's going to be late there on the bobble. So that scores another run, 2-0, stacked youth black. Here we go. All right, here's a pitch. Just off the plate, ball one. Here's the 1-0. Swung on, hit well, and that's going to be down the line, but Rocco's going to have to run and pick it up, throw it in, and he gets it to third. And that young man has himself a double. Good hit, young man. Here we go. Okay, Nate comes set. Pitch. Swing and a miss. Strike one. Here's the 2-2. Swung on, hit well. And that's going to be down in the gap. Picked up by center field. Thrown in. And that young man has himself a 2-run double. Good swing. Here we go. New batter. First pitch. Hit up in the air and caught in right field. Good job there, Ivan. 2 outs. All right, 2 outs now. First pitch to this batter is off the plate, ball one. Here's the 1-0. Swung on, hit hard. And Rocco dives and it gets by, but it's backed up by the center fielder. And that's going to be a 1-run single from that young man. Man, this stacked youth team is really hitting hard. Here we go. All right, runner on first. First pitch, swung on and fouled back, strike one. Here's the 0-1. And that's going to get through, and he's going to be safe there at first base. My bad, I was a little confused at where the ball was there for a second. So that's a nice little single. We got first and second with 2 outs. Here we go. First pitch, swung on and fouled back, strike one. Here's the 0-1, inside. And that gets by the catcher, going third. He's going to be safe, and second safe as well. Here we go. 3-2. Swing and a miss, strike three, and Nate finally gets out of it. A lot of work to do here, LMB. Let's go hit, boys. Okay, Brody in to lead off for LMB. Here's the pitch. And he looks at strike one on the inside corner. Here's a 3-2. Inside around him, and Brody works a walk. Good job, Brody. Here we go. Okay, Liam steps in now. First pitch to him is in there for strike one. Brody takes second base. Here's a pitch, down and in, ball two. Brody going three, and he's going to be safe there. Here's a 2-0. Swung on, hit on the ground to the second baseman. Fielded, thrown over to first for out number one. That does score a run. LMB down 5-1 now. That brings up my 10-year-old son Rocco now with nobody on and 1 out. First pitch to him. Right there, strike one. 1-1 pitch. Swung on, hit well, right to the shortstop. Darn it. Good hit, Rocco. Right at him. That's 2 outs. That brings up Adrian here with 2 outs and nobody on. First pitch to him is a curveball that misses high. Ball 1. 3-1. Swung on, hit well. I thought it was hit well. Gosh, I guess it was straight up. Caught by the first baseman there. Good job. That is 3 outs. LMB scores 1, down 5-1 after the first inning. Okay, here we go. Top of the second. Nate's still in the pitch. Wind is starting to blow me around. You can see the camera just kind of shaking a little bit, moving it up and down. That's ball 1. 1-2. Swung on and missed. Strike 3. Ball in the dirt. Got to throw to 1. They huck it over there and get him just in time. Wow. Declan had to move and then step up back on the base. Good job, Declan. Here we go. Okay, nobody on, 1 out now. First pitch. Swung on, hit well. Foul down the third baseline. Rocco over there at third base. 3-1. Up high, ball 4. So that batter works a walk, and we got a runner on first. Here we go. First pitch, off the plate, ball 1. Runner goes, and he's going to be there safely. Ball gets into center field, but backed up. He's going to hold there at second base. 1-1 pitch. Swung on, hit up the middle, and that's going to get into center field and by the center fielder who is running to get it. And he's going to be on third base now. Oh no, they're going home. And he's going to be in there. Wow. All right, that is a tough play there. Should have been a single, ends up a home run, scores 2 more for Stacked Youth Black. Here we go. All right, 1 out still. First pitch, swung on, hit well. And off of Ivan's glove in right field. Batter going second base, and he's going to be in there safely. So that's 2 misplays in the outfield. Costing LMB right now. Got to clean it up. Here we go. Here's the first pitch. Swung on, hit on the ground to Nate. And he's running at the... And they're going to get him there at second base. I actually think he was safe, but we got the out there. Wow. So Nate runs at that runner, and they're able to get him there at second base. Risky play, but we'll take the out. Here we go, 2 down. All right, first pitch. Just a little high, ball 1. Runner holds at first base. Pick move. They got him picked off. And in the rundown, thrown back to first, thrown over his head. So he's going to advance to second at least. Declan picks it up. Runner's going to hold there at 2. So bad throw there on the pickle. Gives him second base. Here we go. Here's the 1. Swung on, hit in the air. And that's going to be over his head there in left field. And runner's going to score from second. And that young man has himself a long single. Nice swing there. Here we go. All right, new batter. First pitch, right there, strike 1. Here's the 0-1 from Nate. Swung on, hit in the air to... it gets down behind the shortstop, I'm sorry. And that's going to be a single for that young man. Nice swing again. Here we go. Okay, first pitch, swung on, hit to Rocco, who grabs it, tags him there at third base, and gets the 3rd out of the inning. Good job, Rocco. That should be 3. It is. Here we go. All right. Rocco just learns that it's 3 outs. Good job, Rocco. Here we go. Okay, Danny steps in to hit now. Top or bottom. What? Yeah, bottom second. Here we go. Swung on and missed. Strike 1. 1-1. Swung on, hit on the ground. Fielded by second base. Thrown over to first, but down in the dirt and low. So Danny's going to get on the low throw. Here we go. Forrest up now. First pitch to him is down and in for ball 1. Here's the 1-0. Swung on, hit well into left field. And that's going to get over his head. So Forrest is going to have extra bases. Danny going 3. They might have a play there. Oh, they don't. All right. Danny's at 3. Forrest, sneaks into 2. Wow. Seemed like a long time to get there, but luckily he was there. Here we go. Good hit, Forrest. Declan steps in now. First pitch to him is off the plate, ball 1. 3-1 pitch. Down low, ball 4. That's going to load the bases for LMB. Here we go, and Nate, I believe, is coming up. First pitch to Nate is inside, ball. Everyone's going. And they're going to call him out there. Oh, my goodness. 1-1 pitch. Swung on, hit well. Fielded by the shortstop. Thrown to first base for out number 2. Does score another run for LMB, but they're going to need more than that. Here we go, 2 outs. Ivan steps in, had a nice hit last night. Hopefully he can build on that today. Here's the first pitch to him. Swing and a miss, strike 1 on the first pitch. Here's the 1-1 pitch. Swung on, hit in the air. Underneath it is second base, and he's gonna make the catch. That's 3 outs. LMB puts up 1 more, gonna need a lot more. Let's go get 3 outs of our own here, boys. All right, I think it's MJ in to pitch. First pitch is high, ball 1. 2-2 pitch, curveball, swing, down in the dirt, gotta throw to 1. He does. And they're gonna get him there at first base. Good job, 1 out, here we go. All right, here is new batter first pitch, inside, ball 1. Payoff pitch, down and in, oh, and he swings. It's in the dirt, right behind the catcher who didn't see it. He's gonna be there on the drop, strike 3. Here we go. All right, runner on first, 1 out, new batter. Here's the pitch, right there, strike 1, good pitch. Here's the 1-1, right there, he calls it a ball. Runner goes, and he's gonna be safe. 3-2 pitch, right there, curveball gets him, strike 3, that's 2 outs, good pitch. New batter, first pitch, swung on, hit in the air. Rocco going back, oh no, and he got called off. They're gonna go to home and get the run there, running on 2 outs. I think Rocco could have got there, but I heard an I got it, and he stopped. New batter, first pitch, up high, ball 1. 1-1 pitch, up and in, runner goes, and he's gonna be safe there at second base. Yes, he is. 3-1 pitch. Swung on, hit, spinner, back up the middle, takes a bounce, thrown to first, but it's going to be late. Oh no, I'm sorry, wow. They called him out. I thought that was late. Wow, I missed the shot there. Sorry about the bad camera work. That's 3 outs. LMB gets out of it, gives up 1. Need some runs, boys, let's hit. All right, Brody steps in now to lead off the bottom of the 3rd. Bottom of the 3rd inning. First pitch to Brody, inside, and almost gets him, ball 1. 3-2 pitch, that one is up, ball 4, and Brody works a walk to lead off the inning. Liam stepping in now, Brody at first. First pitch to Liam, up, ball 1, Brody going, and he's gonna be out there. Oh wow, they missed the tag, I guess. Good try. Brody takes second base. Here's the 1-1. Swung on, hit well to the right side. Right fielder grabs it, and they're gonna throw home. Nope. Brody's gonna hold there at third base. Okay, so we got runners at the corners and my 10-year-old son Rocco coming up. All right, Rocco steps in, first and third. Here's the pitch, pitch out. They throw down. And they're gonna call him out there. I thought he was safe. Yikes. All right, well. Did they call him safe? I guess he dropped the ball. They called him safe, okay. Here's the 1-0 to Rocco. That's high, ball. 2-1 pitch. Swung on, hit well. Shortstop fields it, throws to first base, and Rocco's gonna be out there. Rocco's pointing at his foot, not on the base apparently, but that's gonna be 2 outs. Here we go. In steps Cody, I believe. First pitch, down and away, gets by, bounces away, and they're gonna hold there at third base. Didn't get a good read on it. Here we go. 2-1, or 3-0, I'm sorry, and that is ball 4. So he works, Cody, I believe, works a walk, runners at the corners. First pitch to him, swung on, hit on the ground, and foul. Here's the 0-1 to Danny, up and away, ball, and Adrian running for Cody takes second base. Here we go. 3-1. That ball's up. Ball 4. Danny works a walk. We got bases juiced. Here we go. First pitch to him. Wind blows me. Ball is hit into left field and it's down. And play at the plate. And he's going to be out there at the plate. Adrian just not quite in time. Good play there, Stacked Youth. I believe that's 3 outs. Batter steps in, first pitch. Swung on and missed, strike 1. This is MJ batting now. 0-1 to him is down in the dirt. Ball gets by and they're going to hold. Here's the 1-2. Swung on and missed, strike 3. And that is going to be 3 outs. All right, here we go. Going into the 4th, I believe. Okay, Cody pitching still. First pitch is down low, ball 1. Rocco is playing first base. 3-0. Off the plate, ball 4. And that young man works a leadoff walk in 4 pitches. New batter, first pitch. Up high, and runner goes, and he's going to be safe there at second base. Here's the 1-0. Swung on, hit in the air. And Danny loses it in the sun. It's off his glove. All right, I don't think that was the sun, actually, looking at the shadows. Yeah, I think he just lost it. Here we go. First and second now. No outs. New batter. First pitch. Swung on, hit on the ground towards second base, and he boots it. Throws a second late, and that's going to be another error. We got bases loaded. First pitch from Cody. Outside, ball. They throw to third. Ball's off Danny's glove, but right there, everybody holds. Here's the 1-0. Swung on, hit on the ground again to second base. He goes 1, and they get the out there. Here's the pitch. Swung on and hit in the air, foul. 2-1. They back pick, and it gets away, and they're going to go home. And he's going to be safe there at home. That's 11-4, I believe, Stacked Youth. Base is empty now. Cody back into pitch, 2 outs. 2-1 delivery coming up. Up high. Oh, that was 3-1, ball 4. New batter, first pitch. Right there, strike 1 swinging. Runner goes, and he's going to be safe there at second base. 1-2. Up high, ball. Runner goes 3, and he's going to be safe there. 2-2 pitch. Right there, strike 3 gets him, and they get out of it. Now it's time to put up some runs. Running out of time. Here we go. Nate steps in. LMB down 11-4. Could be the last inning depending on time. They might get one more. First pitch as the wind blows me around. Ball 1. 3-1 pitch. Down and away. Nate works a leadoff walk. Here we go, LMB. Isaiah steps in now. First pitch to him is down and away. Ball 1. Nate holds at first. Here's the 1-0. Swung on, hit in the air. And caught there, sorry for the net, by the right fielder, number 18. Nice play, 1 out. Wind picking up, Nets pushing the camera around. First pitch, right there, strike 1 on Brody. Here's the 0-1. Swung on, hit well, past the second baseman into right center field. Center fielder picks it up, throwing third. And they're gonna call him out there. I thought he was safe. I thought he was around it, past the tag. But he's gonna be out there at third base. Coach Gill's gonna have a word. Great slide, great effort there from Nate, but they get him anyway. And we got 2 outs now with Brody on second base. Here's the pitch to Liam, outside, ball 1. Here's the 1-0. Down in the dirt, past the catcher. Brody's at third base. Here's the 2-1. Called, strike 2. And delay steal. Brody goes home. That's going to be 5-11. Here we go. 2-2. Down and away. Ball 3. Oh, no, I'm sorry. That was a 3-1 apparently. And Brody works a walk. Here we go. That brings up Rocco. All right. Rocco steps in. Liam on first base. First pitch. He tries to check his swing. 0-1. Outside. Oh, called strike. And Liam's going to be safe at second base. 3-2 pitch. Down and away. Ball 4. Rocco works a walk. And Liam's going to take third base on the pass ball. So we got runners at the corners. Adrian steps in, runners at the corners, 2 outs, first pitch. Right there, strike 1. Rocco takes second base. Rocco is borrowing a friend's jersey, that's why it says Martinez. 0-1. Swung on, hit up the middle off the pitcher's glove to second base, who bobbles it, and it's not going to be in time, so that scores another one. That is 6-11 LMB, needing a big 2-out rally as we're running lower and lower on time. All right, I'm not sure who's behind there. They picked a third. Rocco's back safely, and Adrian takes second base. Good job. All right, Danny is back there. First pitch to him. Swung on, hit on the ground hard, and it gets by the third baseman. And left fielder is going to glove it there. That's going to score another one, 7-11. First and third, here we go. Forrest steps in now. First pitch to him as the wind is blowing me hard. Oh my goodness, that's a ball. And that one is hit on the ground, and that gets by too. Left fielder's going to pick that one up. That's going to score another one. And they're going to call him out there at second on the overrun by Danny. That hurts the rally, but I do think we have time for another inning. So that's the good thing. Here we go. I missed the pitch. That ball is hit way out over the head of the right fielder. Sorry about that. I was not ready getting up on the ladder. And that young man leads off with a double. Nice hit, number 45. Here we go. All right, first pitch. Swung on and missed. Strike 1. 2-2 pitch. Inside, hits him. And that's going to be first and second now. New batter, first pitch. Swung on, hit on the ground to second base. Nate tags, throws one. And they got him, I believe. They do got him, so that's 2 outs. Good job, Nate and Rocco. Here we go. Let's go get out of it and let's go hit. All right, we got 2 outs now, runner on third. First pitch for this batter is up and in, ball 1. Here's the 1-0. Swung on, hit in the air. Underneath it is Nate, and he does make the catch, so they get out of it, put up a 0, and have a chance here. Let's go score some runs. Let's go, boys. All right, this will be LMB's last chance. Down 3 runs, Declan in to lead it off. First pitch is up for ball 1. New pitcher from Stacked Youth, throwing a little bit harder. 1-2 pitch. Curveball is hit into the ground. They do grab it, step on first base for out number 1. That was a nasty curveball. Surprised he even got a bat on it. 1 out. Just really pushing. Here's a pitch, and Nate gets a bat on it. And it gets down over the shortstop's head. So Nate's got himself a base hit. Here we go. Okay, Ivan's stepping in now. Nate on first base. First pitch to him is swung on, chopped on the ground. They charge it, throw 1, and they're going to have out number 2 there. So LMB down to its last out here. All right, Brody's stepping in. Nate on second, 2 outs. LMB's last chance here. First pitch to Brody is up and in, ball 1. Wow, the net just blew and pushed my camera up hard. Here we go. 3-0 pitch, up and in, ball 4. Brody works a walk. Gosh, the net, sorry. Oh, and that is going to put the tying run at the plate. Here we go. All right, Liam steps in, first and second now, 2 outs. First pitch, just up and in, ball 1. Here's the 1-0. Swung on and missed, strike 1. 1-1 pitch. Up high, ball 2. 2-1. Liam swings and fouls that off. Strike 2. 1-2. Swung on, hit in the air. And foul. 1-2. Right there, called. Strike 3. And that is going to be the game. They're going to leave 2 on and fall just short. Good effort to try to come back, just couldn't get it done. Thank you so much for tuning in. Sorry for the rougher filming conditions. We really appreciate that you're here. Please don't forget to like and subscribe. We really trying to push those subscriptions. Share our videos with a friend who loves baseball, and leave us a comment because we love answering them. Thanks for being here. We'll see you guys next time. Peace.